G'day folks, I'm Beanie, you're watching Beanie Draws, and I am going to draw the Velociraptors running with Chris Pratt, but from a side-on view. I was doing this before and it was very, very, very difficult. I will probably do it again, or continue on after I've drawn this one, but I just basically I didn't want it to be too challenging, this illustration. I wanted it to be more fun than anything, so I'm just going to quickly jot in the composition of this image, which is basically going to be the motorbike, draw the gas tank. Again, this is very rough. This is just quickly roughing in bits and pieces. So that's the body, this is the leg, his arms as he grabs hold of the handlebars, drawing the instrument panel a little bit. His head, a rough ear, his gun, right, so I know that was very rough and very quick. I don't think you'd be able to follow that too much, but basically you've got your lines for your handlebar, your wheels, and the bike itself. And now I'm going to draw in two raptors running this way, and then two raptors in the distance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one here. This is the body, very rough, loose body, and the head. I want to do this in a way where it doesn't cover too much of him, but it fits well in the composition. So that's the leg. I'm doing some rough curved, wonky triangles. Calf. Think of it as extended stick figures. Going to be a Velociraptor here. This one will probably be blue. This will be the cartoon version of Blue the Velociraptor that I did a tutorial for. I'm already more comfortable with this drawing. I'm drawing a very I was drawing a very ambitious rendering, but I don't know if I'll actually do that because it was too difficult for me. Maybe down the track I'll continue it, but this one actually might work out nicer as a final illustration anyway, so that's a rough foot. Another rough foot and a tail. The tail's going to be in front of the bike. Don't think I want a leg to be actually that so maybe this is me thinking up as I go along what I'm doing. So not the best of tutorials, but it's me thinking up the body dynamic pose and structure. I think I like that better. And I know when teaching how to draw, you should be using like circles and then doing that, but that's just not how I do it. I do it like shapes, and that's probably not the best way to teach, unfortunately, but for now, that's how I'm doing it. well, in some areas it works best for me to do circles like in shoulders and elbows and wrists. But I'm drawing this really fast, and I really apologize for that. I know some people have requested that I go a little bit slower, but for now, this is less tutorial, more illustration, but you might learn something. So there's a rough shape to fit the head in. I'm also going to have little trees somehow in the background. So I'm very loosely blocking everything in. That's basically the point of compositions, is to just very loosely rough in what you want in your image, and then you build it up from there. So I'm just going to have some trees in the background. I'm thinking the trees in the background would be kind of like a video game background, so that it's not very, it's more stylized and not really detailed. And there's going to be I think I might just have a raptor head there, as opposed to drawing the whole body, because the body's going to be behind a bike. Oh, that's going to be a challenge. I'm just thinking where the last raptor will probably be here. Yep. Rough body. Right now I'm drawing very rough, loose, very, very, very rough shapes, just to kind of give myself an understanding of where things are going to be positioned. I should probably have transferred all this over to the right a little bit more, but it should be okay. I'm going to make the tail standing up for this raptor in the background. And this raptor, maybe I'll move her a little forward. So I'm gonna erase her body sketch and move it a little bit more forward. Not too much, but a little bit. This is gonna hide some of Owen's body. It's gonna like hide his gun and such. Maybe that's not a bad thing for, keeping it kid friendly, because this is meant to be a cartoon. I want it to be more fun and friendly than super serious. Now I'm just going to rough in the position for the legs. This one is going to be flinging up backwards as this leg flings forward. I'm just going to refine more of the refiningly rough hands. She's going to be a challenge, but hopefully you can see in that chaos that I've got the foundings of my core elements. So I'm just going to refine this part a little bit more now, so just bring a little bit more detail into each stick figure, and then I'm going to try my best to just draw this with pencil. So I don't know if you can see there, we have a basic rough sketch of the composition placement of one raptor, 2, 3, 4. Well, basically that'd be like what, That'd be Blue, probably Delta, Echo, and Charlie. I don't know the exact placements of them, man. I'm not going to focus too much on coloring at this stage, but yeah. Now I am going to try and refine each one's detail in pencil. And this, I will probably actually end up drawing it in fine liner or ballpoint pen. But we're at 10-minute mark, so that's not too bad for now. Let's refine some of our detail in each character now. So these lines are going to be for the thigh piece. I keep calling them thigh pieces, don't I? I don't know if I call them thigh pieces in my other videos, but yeah. This line is for the shoulder. That's looking okay. And this is also where a 0.5mm mechanical pencil comes in handy, because it allows more precise refinement. I suppose I should probably have done my structural positioning marks in blue or something, in blue pencil, but I'm just doing this the way that I do it. So I'm going to draw the tail. And because this is a cartoon, everything is way out of proportion. Completely intentional. So we're drawing the tapered line for the tail. I'm also thinking I might just talk about one raptor drawing, and then I'll time lapse the rest, because that's 4 raptors to worry about, and that's a lot of drawing. That's a chest. Gonna give it a little knee, little calf. It goes down to the ankle. I guess you call that a shin. And then let's draw this leg first before we go into worrying about the feet. The feet are always very difficult to explain in a tutorial, so I'm not going to bother trying to explain it right now. I'll do a video just on feet for Velociraptor at some point. Tonight, as I'm drawing this, or later on, I'll probably be uploading. I'll have to upload my tutorial on how to do feet. I'm going to upload a video of me drawing Indominus Rex in cartoon style. Both videos are quite long. They're like 40 minutes long each, so they can upload while I'm asleep. I think the feet are a little bit too big, but for now. Reptile Feet are one of those things that, even to this day, after all these years of studying the movies, I still haven't got a perfect grasp on how the feet look. It's just basically 2 toes. Think of it like a Ninja Turtle foot. the Raptor sharp sickle claw. Make those big because it's a cartoon and we exaggerate features. And I'm probably drawing my lines far too thick and dark compared to what I should be doing, but I am. I need to learn my own lessons. I'm using a kneadable eraser. Because I find with a kneadable eraser it's easier to make a little point. So I'm going to erase some of these founding lines now. For this raptor anyway. And for these guys, I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail in the skin. I will be rendering this most likely in felt tip marker fine liner. I'm just not going to go into huge amounts of detail, also because it's a tiny image. I don't know if that leg's derpy or not. It's a little derpy. I feel like this leg should be coming forward a bit. Oh man, I made that line way too dark because now I can't erase it. Fantastic. See folks, that is why you don't draw your lines overly dark, otherwise you won't be able to erase them. Yes, Photoshop fixes everything, but I'd rather not have to use Photoshop for much in this one. So as you can see, I've changed the placement of the legs a little bit, just to make it look a little bit more like she's taking a run out. And then I'm going to erase here so I can put more focus on the hand. I'm exaggerating the hands. Not really explaining on how I do it, I'm just doing it, sorry. But by watching me drawing it, hopefully it kind of gives you an idea of how to go about it. I'm drawing the lumps and the folds in the hand, kind of like our own hands. See, like the folds and lumps in the bottom of our fingers. That's basically what I'm doing with the raptor hands. Similar with the raptor feet, think of your own feet. The padding underneath your feet, that's basically what I'm doing with the raptors. I don't like the position of that hand either. After I drew that thick heavy line, God, I will never learn. So I'm just basically slight little bit of arm coming out just to make it, so it looks like it's three-dimensional. Now I'm drawing the head. Well, no, I'm drawing the pelvis, but soon I will be drawing the head. I'm just going to put in some muscle lines. Now I'm going to draw the head. I'm using the same reference image that I used for my video on me drawing Delta, and I'm now going to use that to draw. I'm going to be doing it like a proper. Actually, I kind of did a tutorial on how to draw a Velociraptor with the Velociraptor blue running. I've got a lot of videos now up on my channel, so there's going to be videos in there that you can already learn from, and then you can apply those lessons into new drawings that I do. So I'm drawing the jaw, drawing that kind of curly S, not S, but a curly wiggly line shape. Having a mouth slightly opened. Also, down the track, I'm going to be getting myself a Blue Yeti microphone, so hopefully my audio should sound even better. My audio isn't too bad, it's improved since when I started this channel, but I can do a lot of improvement in the audio. And as you can tell, the head is slightly exaggerated, not as exaggerated as my T-Rex and my Indominus Rex cartoons, but they're still exaggerated. Trying to fix up my lines a bit. Trying to make the snout look good, which is difficult because this is at a very small scale as well, so I probably should have done this much larger, then I would have had more room for detail, but meh. And the importance of having cute animals, cute anything, is big eyes. Always big eyes. I'm just going to put in some of the detail in the snout. I'm just going to draw some of the little wrinkle lines around its neck and back. And at the time of recording this video right now, it says I'm 22 minutes in, and normally that is when I would finish up a tutorial and go, well, that's how you draw a Velociraptor, which basically I have done here. That is how you draw a Velociraptor. But now I'm going to take that and do another 3, including him. So these last parts, I'm pretty sure are going to be time-lapsed, so this video doesn't run too long. So the next bit will be time-lapsed. I'm not actually happy with the position of this head, so I'm going to raise it out and try it again. As you can see here, this leg is opposite of that kind of style, just because I wanted to I didn't want it to look all uniform. I wanted them to look like each one is running independent of each other. Even though they're a pack, they don't run exactly the same. And that's a line for some muscle, just to make it look like it's running. I find that the best way to do these cartoons is to do a nice balance between, realistic body anatomy, like muscle lines and the odd wrinkle of scale, and then just minimalizing the rest and just getting the proportions a little bit exaggerated, like the body is kind of tiny compared to the legs. The tail is very tiny compared to what the real thing would be like. The arms are tiny. The hands are big. The thighs are big. The calves are tiny, and the feet are big. The neck is tiny, and the head is big. And then the eye is big in relative proportion to the head. That's basically how I do my cartoon styles. Another thing that I'll point out when in terms of proportions for these raptors in their cartoon fashion is I think someone pointed out in my running blue Velociraptor that her snout and head was a little bit shrunk in compared to the actual real thing, because their snouts and that do look quite elongated. In this renditioning, I'm deliberately doing them a little bit shorter, just to bring out, just to make them look a little bit quote unquote cuter. And because this one is blue, I'm giving her a little stripe along her eye, just to emphasize the fact that she's different to the rest. So tempted to give her some feathers along her neck, even though she doesn't have them in the movie. And I'm usually not a fan of the idea of raptors with feathers, but for some reason, maybe when I do my drawing tutorial sort of thing of a raptor with proper feathers, that's when I might bring the feathers in. But for now, I'm just going to stick to how they look kind of in the movie. Maybe I'll just like do some little feathers just to make me happy, and then I will erase them later. That's about the only. I did like those quills in the Jurassic Park 3 Raptors, just for the sake of talking about that. And also, if anyone wants to bring to attention any proportional discrepancies, or whatever the correct word is, for the unexact features, because I know by now people will be very specific about how the raptors look and the colouring and all that. These are cartoons, so if I haven't done them exactly to how the fans of each particular raptor look, because I know there's a strong fanship and following for specific particular raptors on Instagram and even on YouTube. If you don't like how I've portrayed a particular raptor, I apologize, but this is just the cartoon version. I'm not going for realism. This is just for a bit of fun. Mainly because I just wanted to draw them in a cartoon sense. I think that toad claw needs to be up a bit more to emphasize the fact that it's the dew claw, not the dew claw, the sickle claw. So I'm just gonna bring that up a bit more, just so we know for fully 100% certain that these are Velociraptors that are technically Utah Raptors because of their size. But let's not go into the scientific inaccuracies of the Velociraptors of Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, etc., etc. I think that's probably about as best as I'm going to be able to do the toe. It still doesn't look fully right to me, but I'm sure as I develop this drawing along the way, it'll improve. I'm going to draw some grass in the foreground, just to make it look a little bit more, I don't know, different layers of depth. That, and they're in the jungle, so I'm going to give it some slight jungled foliage of grass for extra layers of like foreground. The raptors will be the midground and background. technically this grass would be blurred because they're running, and if it's a still frame, if you're following the mid ground, which is the raptors, and like the camera would be like, you know, following running raptors, the background and foreground would be blurring. But you know, just a little bit of information there. And also, I'm gonna have to figure out some way to do exaggerated perspective because this raptor is too high. But that's the only way I could do it without having her hidden. So maybe I'll just, like, I don't know, figure out some grass or whatever down the track. I'll figure out something on how to do that. Maybe I'll just do like multiple layers of grass. Maybe I'll do like that. Okay. The next challenge, I'm not going to do that raptor yet. The next challenge will be to do the motorcycle. Better erase this. I'm taking a snapshot for Instagram. I should probably erase that part before people go, no, there's no feathers and quills, get rid of that. Okay folks, I'm just recording an extra bit of narration here because I'd like to let you know that seems we're at the 30-minute mark. If I add the next part of this video, the video will easily go over an hour or so. So what I'm doing is I'm converting this video into two sections. What you've just watched is the first part of the drawing stage of me drawing the Velociraptors. Part 2, which will be next, will be me drawing the other Velociraptor and the bike. And then after that, part 3 will be me inking it, and God knows how long that video is going to go for because I'm still working on it as we speak. So hang in there, thanks for watching this part of the video. The next video will be linked here. This is going to be a very long one. The next video goes for about 40 minutes. That will be the end of the drawing stage, and then we've got the inking stage, and that's going to be a good hour or two. So yeah, hang in there. Thanks for watching this far if you already have so. We've got a lot more to go through. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe so you'll know when those next videos will be popping up. But otherwise, I'll catch you in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.